Yes, we're back.
We're back.
Episode 4.
Can you believe it?
I believe it.
I believe it.
I believed in this show from the jump. So
I'm starting to believe.
that we hit.
I'm starting to believe.
Starting to believe. Let's go, bro. You got to roll with me. I believe in this show from the jump. Episode 4 of the Unedited Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel.
I'm Daniel.
We got producer Nojo on the other side of the glass. Letting the song ride out a little bit. I like our intro, man.
I like it too.
I like our intro, man. Woo. Let's get you ready to do a show, baby. Let's get you ready to do a show. Let my man rock out for a couple seconds. He in the zone over there on the other side of the glass. I see him, baby. But what we gonna do? Before we get into the actual show, I gotta go back to last week a little bit. But I feel I let some people down. I let myself down. Man.
Did you?
When I had to get texts, phone calls, like, you made that list, and your list was accurate. I got a lot of that. My list was accurate. My list was accurate. But how did I forget King Henry? The guy who...
It's your guy.
I drafted that man, what, 6th, 7th overall?
That's your guy.
And I forgot him on that better than CEH list, but...
Listen. That's one guy. Mm-hmm. I can't disagree.
Not
even.
This is just to make my case even stronger. So I already won, but this is just sealed the deal. I gave you 17. You disagreed with a couple, but... We know you were wrong. I was right. We settled that behind the scenes. It's all good. So, like I said, I just had an extra guy that I did forget about, but I apologize, King Henry. You should have been probably the first guy on that list. I will not forget you on any other list, any other positive list, I should say. I apologize, and I apologize again. Please accept that from me. But now what we're going to do, since we got the positives out the way, now... We're some haters. So
we are major.
Let's call it what it is. We're
major
haters. So if this show wasn't unedited, it'll probably be the major haters because that's what we are. And since, fantasy's a little, dead right now, what we're going to do is tap into our hating ways. And the best way to do that is talk about the guys that
don't feel like it's going to take a step back.
But it's good players, though. It's good players. It's not, we don't hate these guys, anything like that. This is strictly a conversation of, you were great. You're going to take a step back this season. It has nothing to do with, us hating you per se. No. System, coaching, and/or draft pick, something like that.
Sometimes, in some instances, it can be just the player. Maybe we just don't like the player.
You're right about that. You're right. I shouldn't have spoke for you. You're right.
Some instances, not all.
I made my list off of draft, coaching style, system, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is no ill will towards any of these guys. This is just, these are guys that are going to regress, and we call these are my regressions.
Regressions.
I wish, copyright laws, if they allowed us, we pump a little Usher in the background, but we're not trying to get sued. We're a startup, so we ain't got no money yet.
So first we're going to start off on my list.
What you got?
Listen, I know this
you
might hurt.
Come out swinging, man.
This might hurt you,
man. Come on.
But this might hurt you as a Giants fan. But we got Evan Ingram, number 1. Evan Ingram.
Come on, bro.
No.
Come on, bro.
We have to keep it real.
Come on, bro.
We have to keep it real.
The only thing I'm saying, come on, bro, too, is the fact that I agree with you.
Listen,
I'm a diehard Giant fan, but Evan Ingram got to step up, man. And he won't, because of the fact you add the weapons you add. He had a chance last year when you only have Shepard, Tate, and Slayton as your wide receivers. They clearly upgraded that. When you add Kenny Galladay, I'm not sure what John Ross is going to be, if he makes the team or not.
Saquon Barkley's back.
Barkley is back. You draft Kadarius Toney, number 20 overall. So, and you add
Kyle Rudolph.
Listen. Let's not just add Kyle. It's, hey, Giants, I'm here. I got a bad foot. We still want you anyway. I'm going to need surgery. We still want you anyway. You guys sure? Yeah, we still want you anyway. Come through. I'll be ready in time for training camp.
He was just a disappointment last year.
His whole career.
It's nothing to be said. One touchdown.
I don't even remember what game that came in, man.
And
was it Washington?
And he had a whole bunch of drops. Easy drops. 10 yards, 15 yards.
That's what caused a lot of Daniel Jones interceptions. There's a highlight reel of it that plays around on Twitter that shows Daniel Jones' turnovers were
trying to give the ball,
a lot of them were directly as a result of trying to get the ball to Ingram. So I 100% agree. Like I said, this one might actually be the player. This is not system anything like that.
This is him. This is him. It's just him.
So I know I said this wasn't us harping on the play. This one is player.
And the other
This one
thing
is
that we're
strictly
gonna
player.
bring up about Evan Ingram is just I just feel like it's just too many weapons there. You get
He's
Saquon back
supposed to be
healthy,
the second
but
receiving weapon.
he should be listen, in my eyes, he should have actually be a step up, but I feel like he's gonna take a step down.
He's supposed to be the second receiver.
Because they're
it's
gonna
supposed to be Galladay.
because you have
it's
Kenny
supposed to
Galladay
be
there.
Evan Ingram.
You have Saquon Barkley. You have
and
all
then
these
it's
weapons
supposed to be
back.
Barkley in the backfield. Those two are supposed to be your main receiving weapons. It still remains to be seen how they're going to use Kadarius Toney. You know what I mean in the offense. So I'm not going to put like a catch number on him. But
No.
Evan Ingram is supposed to have the second most
he has
catches
to.
on the Giants. He's supposed to, but he won't.
He's
So
not going
therefore,
to.
he makes your list, and I agree with. So far, you 1 for 1. I agree.
All right, at number 2.
Who do you have here?
Number 2.
Let's see. It is no Joe.
Josh Jacobs.
That's just as slow as it took him to put that on. That's how slow Josh Jacobs was last year. So
that's how
I
he
don't even blame him.
That's how he runs. He's slow.
I don't even blame Noah for not wanting to put that on the screen.
Josh
man.
Jacobs. Listen, Kenyon Drake's there.
Mm-hmm.
I drafted Josh Jacobs. Listen, I look at these numbers and they're really good. 12 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards, and he missed. I think it's a game and a half he missed because I know he missed out against the Jets and maybe a half. But he actually looked good. Not good. He looked decent last year.
This is the Kenyon Drake effect.
Yeah, it is.
This is the Kenyon Drake effect.
It has nothing to do with Josh Jacobs. It has everything to do with Kenyon Drake.
I mean, I wasn't really a big Josh Jacobs guy before, as I've stated on past episodes. I believe it was episode 1 or 2 when I.
But you're not gonna be a Josh Jacobs lover now.
Yeah, like Kenyon Drake is there now, so So far, you're 2 for 2, man. You come out swinging. You wrong on a lot of your lists. Don't get it twisted. You're wrong on but these two, I cannot argue with you so far. Josh Jacobs will regress. Kenyon Drake is there to steal the touches. How these guys be used? Is it 50-50? Does anybody know anything with John Gruden and Mike Mayock are doing? Do they know what they're doing?
No, they don't.
They got their locked-in 10-year deal. Well, John Gruden has his 10-year deal.
Many times last year, you're at the 1 yard line. So that you sit there and then you look for Darren Waller. Which listen, Darren Waller 6'7". He should be a red zone machine. But there comes times where you have to feed Josh Jacobs the ball.
12 touchdowns though.
12 touchdowns.
I don't know where those touchdowns came. I got to look back at the highlights.
All
to see
I
where
know,
he scored from, you're saying he's getting vultured, but 12 touchdowns.
All I know is week 1. That's 3 TDs.
Okay.
And I know he probably had many 2 TD games.
Okay.
Also.
So you're just saying like they didn't help out in each week. They came in bunches.
They came in bunches.
You would know. You were a Josh Jacobs
fantasy
manager,
owner.
So you would know. The word is manager.
Manager.
We can't say owner. It's manager.
I'm sorry.
Manager.
Yeah. All right.
So let's go on to number 3.
Number 3, Michael Gallup.
Michael Gallup,
The real number 1 over there, it's not Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Amari Cooper is going to see a lot of second cornerbacks over there.
Yeah.
We still have Zeke.
Okay. And you already know how I feel about that.
You got to feed that man, right?
I'm mad that I didn't get that clipped again, man. If I knew you had Gallup on here, you feed that man. So
you gotta
based
feed
on the
Zeke.
fact that you feed Zeke,
Gotta feed Zeke.
somebody has to fall by the wayside, and that man is you 3 for 3.
Listen.
And not to mention that they get back to tight end.
Blake Jarwin.
Blake Jarwin is back. So
Dak Prescott got paid. I get it. Dak Prescott got paid.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look for CeeDee Lamb. He's gonna look for Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Michael Gallup's just gonna fall out of favor.
He will fall out of
favor. But if he gets traded, which I feel like he can get traded, he's going to have value. He's gonna be fantasy relevant. He's just not gonna be fantasy relevant on the Cowboys.
I hear you on that, and I agree.
This week. So what am I, 3 for 3 so far?
3 for 3 so far. I think sitting next to me, kind of rubbing off on you a little bit. I see you.
So maybe it's a little bit of me.
Huh?
I said, so maybe it's a little bit of
It
me.
could just be a whole lot of me just rubbing off.
Listen, and Michael Gallup, and he didn't have a bad year. He had Ben DiNucci at quarterback, Andy Dalton at quarterback.
Andy Dalton is to come up later in this show for other reasons.
He had one other quarterback.
That's a tease, by the way. Radio tease.
He had one more quarterback. I can't think of the name. But listen, these are great numbers. and for a so-called number 3 wide receiver, these are great numbers.
Not a so-called. He is a number 3 wide receiver.
Well, he is a number 3.
He's the number
and Amari
3
Cooper is definitely a number 2 because without Dak Prescott, he looks terrible.
Yeah. And if he's not playing at home,
that's got to
be established already before too.
Listen, so Amari Cooper should have been on this list, like, because that could be an honorable mention. Amari Cooper.
Well,
because CeeDee Lamb's definitely going to take a step up.
You're early in speaking about this. You said Amari Cooper was going to go against the second guy. That remains to be seen. If that is true, then his numbers should be where they were. So I'm not ready to put him on the regression list, but Michael Gallup definitely. If somebody has to, sacrifice, it's Gallup. So
it's sadly going to be Michael Gallup.
You're 3 for 3, man.
So far, I'm trying.
3 for 3. Let's see. Let's see this last guy.
Right. Number 4, Russell Wilson.
No.
That's my guy.
No.
Like Seattle.
No.
That's my guy.
No. This is where lose me. This is where you lose me.
So, but you have to hear to my reasoning.
Go ahead.
First 8 games came out the gate strong.
True.
For a lot of 4 TD games, a lot of 3 TD games against the Patriots, he threw 4 bombs. It felt like 4 bombs.
That was a great game.
And I think that was week 2 or week 3.
Cam actually was slinging that rock.
I was playing against Russell Wilson, and it felt like every touchdown he threw, David Moore, bomb. DK Metcalf, bomb. Tyler Lockett, bomb. Mm-hmm. You have these weapons, but those last 8 games, he didn't look nothing like MVP Russ.
But those weapons didn't go anywhere, though.
No, but that's the thing.
It doesn't look like he's going
but
anywhere.
That doesn't equate to winning, and that's the thing.
I don't care. Hey, I wanted to give me a lose in fantasy. I want you trailing in your games. I want you trailing.
You have Chris Carson
points,
there.
Garbage numbers. I love those. Fantasy does not know score.
No, well, you're right.
NFL score. Fantasy
you're right.
does not know NFL
you're right,
score.
They don't.
Just know touchdown yards, interceptions, things like that.
They
fumbles.
And that's the thing. They have Chris Carson there, and I know DK Metcalf. He actually came out last year in an interview towards the end of the year, and he just said that Seattle, they defenses just figured them out. Mm-hmm. Almost all of DK Metcalf's catches are bombs. Tyler Lockett's are bombs. Like it's maybe it's play calling. Like maybe it's play calling. Maybe it's not Russ, it's play calling. But
Russ was a little passive aggressive, I guess aggressive.
And that offensive line,
when he said the offensive line,
that offensive line's terrible.
It is.
Even with Gabe Jackson there, Dwayne Brown, it's not good.
It is, but
and do I listen? In one game, do I even have to bring up?
Get on your Seattle rant. Go ahead.
Do I even have to bring up the game about the Bills? That game was atrocious for Russell Wilson. He had like 5. I think he got sacked 3-4 times. Mm-hmm. And listen. I know 13 interceptions don't sound like a lot to 40 touchdowns, but you have to understand when those interceptions came, they're coming 2-3 interception games where he wasn't throwing interceptions his first couple of games. He was not.
So this is more so you think he's gonna start off the way he finished off last year.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. So you don't think he'll be the first 8 games, Russell. You think he'll be the last 8 games, Russell?
Yeah, because that playoff game last year, that
was terrible.
That was just atrocious.
That was terrible. I agree with you on that one. That was terrible.
And those defenses there, you have the 49ers defense. Mm-hmm. It's going to be good. The Cardinals, they had J.J. Watt. And the Rams. And the Rams defense, listen, one name. You just have to bring up one name. And maybe you could bring up Jalen Ramsey, but that's for another time.
That's another topic for another day.
That's a whole nother topic.
I'm good on that. This one, you made a compelling case. I mean...
So what am I, 3 for 4?
3 for 4. 3.5.
3.5? I'll take it.
3.5. I give you kudos on that. The Russell Wilson one, I really wasn't, in agreement with. You made a compelling case about the splits between the first 8 games, last 8 games. So 3.5 out of 4.
That's not bad.
I know that's not a real thing, so I'll give you 3 out of 4 because I would still take Russ. With a smile on my face, give them to me. Give me my shares. Give me shares.
Russell
I know that was
Wilson.
last week's episode, but give me shares of Russ. But now, people bring the hate, bring it. I'm ready for it. My list starts with the man, Robert Tonyan, tight end for the Green Bay Packers.
He actually started off and he looked decent.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think there was one week, maybe it was week 5 or 6, came on strong. He had 2 touchdowns, I think, that game. And then everybody's like, that's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite weapons, Robert Tonyan.
Is this an outlier? Is he the guy, or you know what I mean? Because in Green Bay's history, what do we know? We know Jermichael Finley,
Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy Graham was a bust.
Yeah,
he was a bust. Mercedes Lewis? Do I even have to bring up Mercedes Lewis?
No, you don't have to bring up Mercedes Lewis. Jared Cook was there. And I think that the tight end that had the most catches ever on their team, I believe, was Jermichael Finley with 61 catches in a single season. Robert Tonyan scored a lot. And
he did.
I know that was my Jimmy Graham argument. When Jimmy Graham, we did the 9 touchdowns and 9 touchdowns. But Robert Tonyan, and we don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers.
We don't.
So let's put that out there on the table first and foremost.
That's it.
Let's say Aaron Rodgers stays. I still feel the same way about it because you still have Devontae Adams. Excuse me. And then people forget, let's see if he'll make the team. Will Devin Funchess make the team?
Devin Funchess.
I
forgot. So he was there last year.
He was there. He opted out last year.
Due to COVID. Listen, but there's a whole tight ends are skimp for fantasy. We have the Travis Kelce's, the Kittles. We have the new rookie, Kyle Pitts.
Ranking that I saw, he was number 9 on that list. And I don't want to make this a whole CEH thing, but I know this off the top, there's 9 guys.
They have to be more than 9 guys.
So just his ADP, well, not his ranking. I'm sorry, it's not even ADP because we don't know where they have it slotted in terms of the draft. But just his ranking is way too high. Number 9 tight end.
No.
I'm good on that. No. And you can miss me with
He's
that.
definitely not a top
10. If you want to take him, and he was before guys like Logan Thomas and things like that, I would take Logan Thomas.
I would too.
I would take Logan Thomas over him. But I wouldn't take Ingram over him. I was thinking about it. That'd be just crazy.
Evan Ingram's terrible.
But that was my first guy. Let's see, number 2. This one is when I meant when I said draft.
I'm in agreement already.
This is when I said draft. Oh my goodness. Travis Etienne has messed up fantasy life for James Robinson. Man.
And he was just a rookie last year, right?
He has messed up life for James Robinson, man. I know there's people saying don't give up on James Robinson shares. You know what I mean? If you own or if you know somebody trying to get rid of him, trade for him. I'd advise you not to. You take a first-round running back. He's not going to be a gadget guy. He's not going to be a third down back, despite what Urban Meyer says.
This is going to be a 50-50 split. I see it as a 50-50 split.
Yeah. My man, how do you keep forgetting about Carlos Hyde? How do you keep forgetting about Carlos Hyde? Carlos Hyde is there for a reason, man.
He is.
Urban Meyer loves him some Carlos Hyde.
And he's not here for that Mark Ingram role.
33.
Like,
I'm not
he's
saying
not here
that,
for Mark
but it's just
Ingram
enough to. It was already enough for Carlos Hyde to be annoying.
To be there.
To be annoying. And now you go and add Travis Etienne. It's just like, what do we do with James Robinson now? James Robinson went from, if you want to say end of first, mid, second round, where would you take him now? Does he go before Travis Etienne? That's the question.
No, I don't think so. Because I just feel like that connection with Lawrence and Etienne, it's like he's there for a reason. Yeah. He's there because Trevor Lawrence is there. Yeah. And Trevor Lawrence has familiar. He knows him.
So he goes from, like we said, a possible first, second round pick to not even knowing if he's the starter on his own team just in the span, just off of one day of Urban Meyer just having a fit over losing out on Kadarius Stoney, man.
He
messed up fantasy for all of us because he missed out on one wide receiver. Thank you, Urban. Thank you, Urban, for messing this up for us, man. You're killing us. But now, let's go on to my third guy. This is where it gets fun, man. This is where it gets fun. All world, all pro.
Allen Robinson.
All those good things. And this one hurts me because I'm a big fan.
I like Allen Robinson as a player. I do. Because with all those quarterbacks he had.
And if there's one guy that can show that he can overcome a bad quarterback,
it's Allen Robinson. He was there with Mitchell Trubisky for years.
And before that, his years in Jacksonville,
Blake
with the
Bortles.
And he played with Nick Foles last year.
And he still produced.
He produced, but Andy Dalton.
Justin Fields
combination, no.
I don't like it.
No. Is the next guy next to him Darnell Mooney? It's not step up, bro.
Darnell Mooney.
Oh, and then my bad. Did they just add Damiere Byrd?
Oh, yeah. They did.
Really?
And they have Cole Kmet there. New starting tight end, Cole Kmet.
I'm glad he's on my list now. He's definitely a regression. And if that's his help. And that is possibly for a main guy.
And they have David Montgomery,
Montgomery, I like David Montgomery. But in terms of other receivers, and people could chime in on Twitter.
He's their only receiver there.
For a number one, that might be the worst supporting cast
It has to be.
No, it has to be. For a number one guy, like just everybody else, not counting David Montgomery, just in terms of receivers and the tight end connection, like wide receiver 2, 3, terrible. And tight end, that might be the worst.
Has to be
combination to go along with a number one wide receiver. Like I said, he's been doing it his whole career. He showed that he can still maintain his high level of play with the bad quarterbacks, but this one might just be too much, man. And selfishly, I hope that the Bears suck.
Oh,
so we got their first pick.
Yeah, the Giants.
So that's aside. That's that had nothing to do with it. That just popped into my mind just now, and I'm thinking about how bad I'm thinking that the Bears are, and they are pretty bad.
That offense it's not good. Like as much as we keep bringing
Matt Nagy,
and the play calling is terrible.
Matt Nagy, he's supposed to be some guru.
Maybe this is his last year. You never know.
Not no maybe. The Bears are bad. He's gone.
Yeah,
the Bears bad. He's gone, and I don't know what can he do to say, because they made the playoffs last year with Mr. Trubisky, and he's still on the hot seat now. So what has to happen for him to keep his job?
Justin Fields has to be the second coming of.
But if Justin Fields plays, isn't that a bad thing for the Bears? Doesn't that mean that you're off to a bad start with Andy Dalton?
Maybe.
So
maybe.
And I know they think they're smart. They tried to sneak in and get a rookie quarterback. Like, oh, we have to develop him. That gives us another year. The owner gonna be like, nah, B, nope. Nah.
Fired after 5-6 games.
That's what they try to do. Then you wait to the end. Like, you let Trubisky play out. You're on the hot seat, Trubisky. Hot seat, Trubisky. Hot seat, Trubisky. All right, your seat is burning up. Oh, but we got a rookie quarterback. Don't we get 2 more years? Nah. Somebody else will develop him. We'll go get, what's his name, Ryan Day from Ohio State to come over here and coach, and they'll develop his guy, Justin Fields. You guys are going. Go back to Andy Reid and be his quality control coach or something like that, because you're not getting the offense. Well, maybe if Eric Bieniemy gets a head coaching job,
which he should. Listen, he should.
Mm-hmm.
He should.
Mm-hmm. Man, that could go back and, help me, Andy. I need your help. And last but not least, this one right here.
Oh, man.
Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it.
I don't like it at all.
What? Let me get 2 minutes of your time. 2 minutes.
Let me hear.
This is not anti-Lamar Jackson. That's
what it sounds like.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
Let me get 2 minutes.
All right.
Give me 2 minutes. This is a wake-up call to all defensive coordinators. I like J.K. Dobbins, but this is the man that beat you on the Baltimore Ravens. This is the man that beat you on the Baltimore Ravens. Easier said than done.
Almost by himself, it's
easier said than done. There has to be a defense that can contain this man. Like, they have no receivers to speak of, and they went and wasted Rashad Bateman. Oh, my goodness. Wasted Rashad Bateman. I know they added your man, Sammy Watkins.
1 game. He's going to be there for 1-2 games.
I know they added your man, Sammy Watkins. Your man. I'm going to say that
again.
That's my
guy. I'm
going to say it one more time. Your man, Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins.
I've heard other places there, and people feel the way we feel, that they feel that if Hollywood Brown was somewhere else, he'd be a top 10, top 15 wide receiver in the NFL. Not even just fantasy.
No.
But Lamar Jackson messes it up for everybody. So defensive coordinators, lock this man up. He's all you have to worry about. He could just be that great, and I'd have egg all over my face. I get it. I'm on a limb with this one, but Lamar Jackson will take a step back due to the fact that I'm a believer that these defensive coordinators will listen to the unedited football podcast.
No.
You don't think we're getting now views?
Maybe, but I don't see him taking a step back. I don't.
Go ahead. Tell me one.
I don't even want to bring up Sammy Watkins. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamar Jack, this is what he does. This man just puts up numbers, fantasy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He's a top 2 quarterback fantasy-wise. Of course, you're going to go Patrick Mahomes, maybe top 3, and then you go Aaron Rodgers because he's Aaron Rodgers. But Lamar Jackson is right there.
See, what I don't like about, all right, and this is the whole novel thing about fantasy where people like the quarterbacks that add the added
value,
extra dimension of the legs and all that. I just want my fantasy points the way I get my fantasy points.
Yeah.
Like, Drew Brees was never that guy.
No.
Never had to use his legs, and Drew Brees was always the top 4 or 5
Tom Brady
guy. You know what I mean? Tom Brady was never that. Stafford was never really that.
Stafford's never that.
You know what I mean? So everybody, but he has the added run game. If my quarterback can get me the numbers that I need by just airing the ball out, which I prefer, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that. So I think that kind of inflates these guys a little bit. Oh, look what they add with the run.
But I do think J.K. Dobbins is going to take a step up, which is going to help Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews is there. Mark Andrews, can I say he had a down year last year, Mark Andrews? I know, but that you miss out on the Kenny Galladay sweepstakes.
Every free agent wide receiver.
Every free agent wide receiver doesn't want to play for. But is it really for Lamar Jackson, or is it because they're off? Just because their offense is so one-dimensional, you just run. You have to you have to switch it up.
I mean, Houston thought enough of their passing game to hire David Culley as their head coach, right? Yeah, that's another story for another day. But. I feel like their offensive coordinator should be on the hot seat here. You don't switch it up, and you don't do. It's because you have to tailor an offense for one guy, man. You know what I mean?
His first playoff game, the Chargers had him looking scared.
Yeah.
His second playoff game, he goes up against Tennessee, and they look like they completely shut him down. And then he comes back against the same Tennessee team, and he wins.
He won. I'm not denying his great. Lamar Jackson is great. I'm not denying his greatness, man. I'm not. This is not a list about Lamar Jackson is whack. You'll never hear me say those words. We're talking about a step back, and it is in. I'm sorry, I got a hiccup. It is because the defensive coordinators are listening to this show.
No.
They're right now like, all right, Lamar Jackson is all they got. He has spoken. Stop Lamar Jackson. You beat the Ravens. Stop Lamar Jackson. That's my rant for today. Last week was I want more on them. Stop Lamar Jackson. You beat the Ravens. That's it.
But that's easier said than done because
it will get done this year.
I don't see it.
It will be done this year. I do not see it. It will be done this year. It has to all right. Since when we did the skill position things, you take away J.K. Dobbins. Is he top what at his position?
J.K. Dobbins?
J.K. Dobbins.
Maybe top 20.
Top 20 at his position. Mark Andrews, we all agree, would be top 8.
Top 8, 10, yeah.
Wide receiver. His first wide receiver is top what at his position? I'm not talking about top 100? What at his position.
100, maybe, if he makes it top 100.
That's the point. So, now I know 2 years ago he had a much better pass. I think he led with like 36.
It was 37 touchdowns.
37 touchdowns
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And you already see he regressed in the passing game last year, and I think he's going to take another step back. So is it really far-fetched what I'm saying? I don't think so. Lamar Jackson has proven me right already without him even playing the game in 2021.
Maybe he won't take a step up, but he'll still be the same. I don't feel like he's going to drastically go down or he's going to take a step down.
If he's the same Lamar Jackson, is that the guy that you want as the number 2 quarterback in fantasy? If he played the same way he played last year, you satisfied with that?
Only because Aaron Rodgers did what he did and he looked like MVP. But
and then you have the guys like, all right, let's play a little game. We got a little time. Let's play a little game. Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert.
Lamar Jackson.
Easy.
Listen.
This is easy for you.
I know.
This is easy for you.
And just hear me out. Justin Herbert is the new toy. Everybody likes Justin Herbert now. Listen. I don't even think Justin Herbert thought Justin Herbert was going to be that good that quick. And he has Keenan Allen there. Lamar Jackson does not have a Keenan Allen.
Thank you for proving come on, keep going. The more you talk, you're proving my point. Go ahead.
But he has a Mark Andrews, which he's not Keenan Allen. He's not. Let me get that. He's not Keenan Allen. But he's a top 8 tight end.
I got you. But that's still a tight end at the end of the day.
Get this man a wide receiver. Just get him wide receiver.
They can't. Nobody wants to go there. They get the oldest 27, 28-year-old I've ever seen in Sammy Watkins. I think he's around that age, right?
Yeah, 28.
Come on, man.
But he's an old 28.
That's your free agent signing? That's your free agent signing? Come on, bro.
Listen.
All right. Let's keep going. We don't know all the legal stuff. Let's put all that stuff aside. Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson.
I'm torn. That's like a pick 'em to me. Because Deshaun Watson
had. We pick sides here. I'm asking you a question.
And it's going to hurt me. I want Deshaun Watson. I want Deshaun Watson. Because he's just a winner.
Okay. Josh Allen.
Oh, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Lamar Jackson?
Oh, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Lamar Jackson? Go ahead.
Last year, Josh Allen, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But they added Stephon Diggs. What was Josh Allen without Stephon Diggs?
But he has Stephon Diggs.
Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 17. Listen, we don't in football, we don't know what's going to happen.
But he has Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs didn't go anywhere. He still has him.
I'm taking Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen.
You got to give me why. You said Josh Allen was Josh Allen because he has Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs didn't go anywhere. He didn't go anywhere, so what's going to change?
But listen, if they go and then if they double Stephon Diggs.
The people, he does run the ball like Lamar Jackson. His running back is worse than Lamar Jackson. Better receivers than Lamar Jackson. So why would the answer be Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen?
It's my opinion. That's just
I hear you. And then you lose John Brown, but then you add Emmanuel Sanders, who might actually be an upgrade to me. At least you know he's going to play. You know he's going to play.
And Zach Moss looks like he's going to steal Devin Singletary's position. And it looks like Zach Moss is going to be the number one running back there.
Both of those guys, they're not too far. They right at that border. They just need to kick them over that border to Canada, CFL, man.
Maybe
that's what those guys need to be.
So maybe I should say for some, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson is a pick 'em. Any day of the week, you can pick whoever you want. But this still comes down to you gotta get this man some help. You have.
How do you get help? You get help by spending money. People are saying no to your money. I do not want to be here. I do not want to be a wide receiver there, man. That's what it comes down to, man.
But
I know we're changing the whole topic on his regression and all that. This
these people
Baltimore conversation became.
I'll tell you one person that has to step up. One person that has to step up is Hollywood Brown.
How can he if this guy's his quarterback?
No.
How can he?
Please. Hollywood looked terrible last year. He was dropping passes. Listen, and we get, oh my God, this so what he runs what 4.4? We get it. He has to step up. This guy,
we got the 40 time. That does nothing for me, man.
No, but
this is guys running in shorts and tank top. They'll never ever have to do this ever. That's what the evaluation process kills me too. Like, oh, he runs the 4. So
it doesn't matter.
So that's not football.
But he has to develop into. Just because of everybody so wants to say that that Hollywood Brown is a top whatever wide receiver or just on another team that he's a top 15, top 20, 25, whatever it is. He has to put in the work. He has to help Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson's trying out there. Listen, that offense.
Hard when you don't know if that ball is going to hit you here. You got to go low, high. He's not accurate, man. And you turn it into anti-Lamar Jackson, man. You got. Oh my goodness! Why did you do this to me, man? Why did you do this to me? I was in a good mood. I didn't come here to hate. I did not come here to hate on Lamar Jackson. Now, add Lamar Jackson to the list, man. We the major haters, bro.
Major haters.
We the major haters. So this conversation went from him falling off to me saying like, I don't even want this guy anymore, man. How did you manage to do that?
So fantasy value,
I'll take him. I'm taking. I'm talking nonsense.
So fantasy wise, so where do we see him? He's a top what quarterback? Top what?
Top 6, top 7, but
you have him at like 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Quarterback's better than him?
Yeah. I already named what? What did we already name? 4, 5 off the top? We said Pat Mahomes.
Of course.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
I said Herbert, Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson. That's 5, so that makes him 6. You might disagree with some, but I'm just saying that's 6 off the top. This is not even me thinking about it too deep. I would have your regression guy ahead of him. I have Russell Wilson ahead of him.
Just because of those weapons.
I would have Russell Wilson ahead of him. So that's just off the top that he's number 7.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? And this is the guy that was the second quarterback off the board, and we're talking about 7. That's all we're talking about.
And he's still going to probably be the second or third quarterback off the board.
Number 2 to number 7. That's a regression.
You're right. You're right.
So tie it all up. This was not a hate. This guy's going to go from great to garbage. It's not that.
He's going to take a step back.
He's taking a step back. That's all regression is. It's a small step back.
Okay.
So eventually, the Joe Burrows become better than him.
So you're kind of selling me on this Lamar Jackson's going to take a step back.
I appreciate it, man. That's all I'm here
So the only person that I feel that's a little bit, that's not going to take a step back and he's going to stay steady is Allen Robinson.
That was my toughest one. That was my toughest sell because it was hard to make that case because he has done it with the bad quarterbacks, but
just give him a decent quarterback.
His supporting cast, and guys, feel free to respond if you can name one worse for a number 1 guy. not counting the running back. I said wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, tight end. That is the worst help that anybody has.
It has to be.
That is the worst help that anybody has. So, guys, quick show, fun show. We're going to have a lot more in store for you in these upcoming weeks. You know what I mean? Like, the draft is done away, but we have some much more exciting things coming up. Just continue to stick with us, guys. We got you. We're going to get you through these dark times where nothing's really going on in the fantasy world. But things lists like this. Come up with suggestions for us. We'll come up here, give you our thoughts on it. Feel free to comment, follow, like, subscribe.
And the one thing I gotta say before we wrap it is we appreciate all the support that everybody's giving, the views, the likes. We're just to see this is gonna be our 4th episode, and just all the support that we're having. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is humbling, honestly.
It is.
It's just
thank you
guys. Is here. Just want to
talk
chop
football.
It up, talk football, and it's actually bigger. You know what I mean? And it's exciting, man.
It is. This makes me want to do this show every single week.
Oh, I look forward to it, man. This is the highlight of my week. All I do is work, so this is the highlight of my week. Once again, shout out to Nojo on the other side of the glass. Rob Jones in his absence. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Like, we got a loss for words to close out, man. Just thank you. We'll be back next week with more Unedited.